My friends, it's Brian. This evolution that you've gone through recently is awesome. This unfolding into who you truly are, understanding yourself from a higher level, your soul state, and the infinite, timeless potential you have in that place. And you're connecting into your higher self now. You're co joining with your higher self to move through life guided in all ways, where you don't even have to make decisions. You're just trusting your gut and intuition. You're moving from your true authenticity and excitement, and that is an amazing place to be in. Again, where you feel like you don't even have to think about the direction that you're going to move because it becomes so obvious and you feel like you're supported in all ways. And you're beginning to ask yourself two major questions as a part of this. The first one is, what is actually possible for me? Because you're realizing that you had constrained yourself and defined yourself historically by your environment and what you deem to be success from a place that you evolved through in your life, or things that you saw outside of you. Here's what this person has, or here's what this person does, and they look successful. And you weren't as attached into your inner state, who you truly are. But now you're going to move from this greater connection, operating from your gut and intuition. So you're beginning to understand that you're a boundless, timeless being, and anything that you want to move from the mental plane, from your imagination, the life that you envision into your physical reality is completely possible for you. Your external world has been a reflection of your internal state, and your internal state has been dictated by your own experience, and a lot of that human experience was defined by the human state, right? But the amazing part of this greater connection is that you're not being defined by the human state near as much anymore. You're evolving to where you're defining yourself by the infinite potential of your higher self. And with that, your internal state is naturally changing. So it's amazing because you hear people talk about things like manifestation and embodying the characteristics of the life that you seek because all timelines are available to you. And you can do that, but a lot of times people have these very specific goals they're trying to achieve, and they think, well, I'm going to embody the characteristics of this very specific thing. Like, I want this job, so I'm going to embody the characteristics of the person that has that job, which is great and completely possible. But the amazing part about what's occurring for you right now is that you're embodying the characteristics of all potential in your higher self, in your soul state, and that's going to infuse into every part of your life. So it's almost like a bigger foundation for manifesting everything you seek, because your internal state is changing to one of all the potential that you have, and not some very specific thing that you're trying to seek. Not that there's anything wrong either way, right? But think about the foundation of being in a place of gratitude and abundance, where you know abundance is your birthright, and you know that all possibilities are available for you. So your internal state is changing at a foundational level to be reflected in your external world. That is a really big change. And you're doing it naturally through this evolution of understanding who you are as a greater being. So that first question is, what is truly possible for me? And that is anything. And again, your external world is going to reflect this newfound state. So the second thing is, you're asking yourself is, was there actually anything that I ever had to figure out? Because you're starting to believe that in this new place of greater connection, you don't have to go through this brain exercise of figuring it all out. The calculus of life. Hey, I need to get to this place, and what steps do I need to take to get there? When you move into the present moment and this greater connection with your higher self knowing that what you seek inherently, like what is authentic to you and what is exciting to you. When you move into this greater connection, you're guided in all ways through your gut and intuition. So your gut and intuition is going to tell you the natural steps to take. So there's no more calculus of figuring everything out. There's a natural unraveling of greater knowing in this process you're moving through. And there is some human-based idea of evolving through the steps and using the human brain to execute the steps, but you're simply going to move on your gut and intuition. And you're no longer going to feel the weight and the pressure and the stress and anxiety of figuring everything out because you know you're guided in all ways. So both of these work together, moving in the path of your excitement and authenticity, knowing that everything is possible for you, and knowing that you don't have to figure it all out because you're going to be guided naturally through your gut and intuition in all ways by this connection to your higher self, where all possibilities are inherent and abundance is your birthright. This is the beautiful change that has evolved for you now as you align into the present moment and understand who you truly are. And I'm so excited for you to make this transition. I'll talk to you soon.